your friends, bring your family. Come have some great food. Have a great time with us with some of the best comfort scratch food.
Can I help you?
Yeah, I'd like to order a hamburger, fries, salt, maybe a large vanilla shake.
It's a trophy shop, can't you tell?
You got carry out?
Everything that you need, we have here at the shop. Very unique. You order today, carry out tonight. That's our version of carry out.
All right, I'll take one of everything.
Oh, that may take a little longer. We'll have it for you tomorrow night.
I'll be back tomorrow to pick it up.
We'll be waiting for you.
Hello and welcome to Game Day. My name is Keith Myers. I'm the Vice President of IndianaSRN. We're glad that you joined us today. If you'd like to see more content just like tonight, just hit the donate button. Every dollar that you donate will go right back into more games right here on IndianaSRN, which means more games for you. It's IndianaSRN, where you always have a front row seat.
Hey, Indiana. Let's clear the air about vaping. Glue, rat poison, paint. We all know these products contain poisons like formaldehyde, arsenic, and lead. And these are just a few of the chemicals you'll find in e-cigarette vapor. Let's clear the air, Indiana. Don't puff this stuff. Visit don'tpuffthisstuff.com to join the fight and spread the word.
We encourage you to follow us on Twitter at IndianaSRN. Find upcoming games, video highlights, and much more. Follow us now at IndianaSRN.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Bishop Chatard High School. We have high school basketball for you on this Tuesday night. We're down to the last couple of weeks of the high school basketball season, and that means tournament play gets underway very soon. And we have two teams tonight hoping to get on the right track as we're getting closer to that opening of sectional play. It'll be Greenwood Christian coming into this one, winners of 4 of their last 5. They're now 9-11 on the season. And then we'll have the host Trojans of Bishop Chatard. Again, they've struggled over the last 9 games. They've lost 8 of 9. They come into this one at 3-0. Reynolds Farming Equipment is the leading equipment dealer and has been since 1955. Boilermaker Local 374, representing highly skilled and motivated workers in field construction and metal fabrication in Indiana. Wheeler Mission, for over 131 years, Wheeler Mission has been a pillar in the Indianapolis community. Burtner Electric, your trusted electrician partner since 1986. The Morales Group, we're in business to create a better future for you and your family. Piper Logistics, your trusted logistics partner since 1994. Aspen Creek Grill, why go anywhere else? The largest selection of great food made from scratch and very affordable. Highway Safety Services, over 60 years combined experience in traffic control and pavement markings in Indiana. And the IndianaSRN sports page, daily sports coverage, college, high school, pro sports, updated every day, coast to coast. Log on to IndianaSRN.org. Great to have you with us tonight. Kevin Kuntz, Troy Nergowski. We are down to, well, basically 2 or 3 games left for everybody as I said a little bit ago, Kevin, you've been in this situation before. You get to this point, you better make sure you're playing good basketball, or it's going to be a short postseason.
Absolutely. And you mentioned it, Troy, at the very beginning. We got two teams that are kind of going in the opposite direction, you know. Greenwood Christian's won 4 of their last 5. Coach Williams feels like they're playing their best basketball this season, and on the other side, you know, it's been kind of a struggle. However, give Bishop Chatard credit. They did avenge that loss to Cecina from the tournament that you and I had, and so they got that win under their belt in the last 2 games. So, yeah, but right now you got to know who you are. There's no more guessing if you're a coach. You got to know who your team is and how you want to play and how you want to execute, and that's where these guys got to get better tonight, see if they can pull a W out.
I had this Greenwood Christian team earlier this year, and they're a little bit different in the starting lineup. They're a little bit different overall. As you said, Coach Williams probably feels they're playing their best basketball right now. They don't score a lot of points. They don't give up a whole lot of points either.
No, they're a very patient team offensively. They're going to run their stuff till they get the shot they want. That's the way he coaches. That's the way he likes for his team to play. And they want to keep a very deliberate pace. I mean, they want the score to be in the 40s. That's just how he feels like they have a chance to win this basketball game.
Don't have a whole lot of size either. They're generally a very guard-oriented basketball team.
They're going to have to be use lots of different options defensively tonight against a much bigger Chatard team. I would look to see maybe they'll play some zone. They're going to have to mix up the way they double in the post. If they play standard man-to-man defense, Bishop Chatard's post guys will have a field day.
Of course, we all know about Noah Reed, a guy that is a senior this year. Watched him again earlier this year, had over 20 points. He'll probably be the guy they're going to count on to get some points on the board tonight.
You'll probably watch a lot of their actions that will go through him first. He'll get a lot of chances and opportunities to touch the basketball.
And we're going to see a couple of new names in there, too. We went and checked earlier, and there's some names on there that weren't on this team or were not playing a whole lot at that time of the season, but they're now on the roster. We'll check those out as we go along this evening as well. When we come back, we're going to talk about the Trojans of Bishop Chatard. They're without maybe their best player and their leading scorer for the rest of the year. We'll talk about the Trojans next here on IndianaSRN.
Hello and welcome to Game Day. My name is Keith Myers. I'm the Vice President of IndianaSRN. We're glad that you joined us today. If you'd like to see more content just like tonight, just hit the donate button. Every dollar that you donate will go right back into more games right here on IndianaSRN, which means more games for you. It's IndianaSRN, where you always have a front row seat.
Looking to elevate your brand? Choose Dynamark, your local one-stop shop for all your print, signs, promo products, apparel, and mailing services. Serving Indianapolis for over 50 years. Dynamark, where strong relationships are built through exceptional service.
This is a Bishop Chatard team. I know, Coach, when you look up and down the roster, it's changed a whole lot from last year to this year. As we mentioned a little bit ago, they're going to come into this game tonight without Cashmore. He's not played in the last few games, just had shoulder surgery, so they're going to have to find a way to win without him. He's their leading scorer. Bottom line is nobody else scores in double figures but him.
Yeah, he's the only player on their team that's even close. They're a by-committee team for sure, and talking to Coach Bowling, he made a big emphasis on really playing through their post players. That's something. They've got 2 really nice young post players, and he feels like that's the future of their program, and he wants to finish the season really playing inside out, meaning they touch the ball first. That doesn't mean they're not going to take perimeter shots, but he really wants to focus on that.
You know, they're a team, too, that doesn't score a whole lot, only about 52 points per game, and you're not going to score a lot when you only have one double-digit score. I think defensively, though, that's something they probably going to pride themselves on a little bit down the stretch here in their last few games. We'll talk about their future schedule. They're going to shut people down. If you can't score, you got to at least find a way to keep other teams from scoring.
And can be a challenge, too. They have to guard Greenwood Christian with that same size, right? And they got them little guards out there that they'll be going off the dribble and having to guard them cutting, and so it's kind of a cat and mouse game, but they can definitely create extra possessions for themselves on the offensive glass tonight, and that's something they have to do if they're going to have success.
And they will play a lot of guys. Without Cashmore, still, they're going to play a lot of guys again tonight.
Yeah, he always does. He'll go through 8, 9, 10 guys.
And no doubt about it, they'll have the size advantage tonight as well. You think about Alex Lake and Zach McCormick, two guys that are about 6'5", 6'6". So as you said, playing inside will certainly be a really big key for them here tonight.
Yeah, and Coach Williams mentioned that in his pregame talk with me as well, that he's really concerned about their size and athleticism. He's something that worries him from their standpoint, so we'll see how he decides to go up defensively.
Now, they don't really shoot the ball that well either, so that's something that would be a big key to watch here tonight, only 38% overall. We'll come back, starting lineups, and the tip-off next here on Indiana SRN.
Good evening, basketball fans, and welcome.
We encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Indiana SRN. Hit the bell to get notifications for upcoming games and more. Watch as many games as you want, as many times as you want.
At Morales Group Staffing, we are all about building better futures. And during these times, we are working hard to put people to work. We are now hiring for hundreds of jobs with pay up to $17 an hour. Visit our website at moralesgroup.net or text JOBS, JOBS, to 317-472-7600 to apply now and get hired today.
From warehousing to transportation and everything in between, Piper Logistics does it all. Centrally located, Piper Logistics has 2 warehouses in Indianapolis and a warehouse in Cincinnati, Ohio. Piper Logistics houses over 1 million square feet. Along with our transportation department, we can provide service to half the United States markets.
We encourage you to follow us on Twitter at IndianaSRN. Find upcoming games, video highlights, and much more. Follow us now at IndianaSRN.
Thinking about what to do after high school? Consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
We encourage you to follow us on Twitter at IndianaSRN. Find upcoming games, video highlights, and much more. Follow us now at IndianaSRN.
Back here at Bishop Chatard is the 18th game of the season now for the Trojans. And we mentioned we'll talk about what the rest of their schedule looks like. They'll end up playing 22 games going into the tournament. Let's go ahead and talk about keys to this one here tonight. There's so many question marks coming in. Again, as we said, Greenwood Christian, a couple of different pieces to their puzzle. How will Bishop Chatard play again without Cash Moore? So far, it has not worked out really well for them to this point without him. What do you see in this one here tonight?
Well, for Greenwood Christian, they're going to have to try their best to compete on the boards. We mentioned it earlier in the pregame. They got to control the pace. It's got to be played the style they want to play. And then Coach Williams really said that turnovers have been an issue for his ball club all season. So that's something that he pointed out that he would like to see improved. And on the Bishop Chatard side, we've seen them a lot this year, Troy. They can't go on those scoring droughts where they don't score for 3.5, 4 minutes. Those have been killer for them. They've been in games, and they'll go 3.5 minutes and not score a basket. And their size must be effective for them tonight. Whether that's rebounding or that's scoring through the post, it has to be a weapon for this team. And then also for them, turnovers has been a big-time problem, especially late in games. So if they can clean up that a little bit, they'll definitely have a chance to have some success tonight.
You know, you're right about that. The times we watched them this year, it's amazing how long they can go without scoring.
It is, and they'll play really well.
Yeah.
Really well in the game, and then it'll be 2.5, 3.5 minutes, they don't get a basket, and the next thing you know, their lead's evaporated or the other team has extended their lead.
Here's how Greenwood Christian will line up. Noah Reed, Eli Jackson, Aliou Cisse, Will Simons, and Evan McIntyre. On the other side, Ari Som, Alex Lake, Chris Hill, Evan Tomlin, and Zach McCormick. I mentioned McCormick, a much bigger post player that you'll see in the middle at 6'6", but I say that, and Greenwood Christian ends up with the basketball.
I think he mistimed his jump a little bit there.
I think so. So Greenwood Christian will be in the traveling dark uniforms. We are underway here tonight. Thanks for being with us. First possession of the ball game, we'd mentioned Greenwood averaging just 49.1 points per game. But they only give up 46.5. They won 4 of their last 5 games. And as Kevin had mentioned a little bit ago, they're going to be very deliberate on offense.
And they run their stuff. You can see them going through this chin action right now. They're being very deliberate.
Wide open in the corner. Here's a 3 on the way and missed as Noah Reed can't get it to go. A lot of contact down low, and last touch there by Zach McCormick.
It's a really good first set. I mean, they're screening hard. They're getting them bodies on their screens. They're cutting hard. They found their best player for an open shot. He just didn't knock it in.
We mentioned rebounding. You look at a team like Greenwood, maybe their tallest player in there is 6'1", maybe.
Maybe.
And you got 2 other guys on the other side there. They're both about 6'5", 6'6". You think the rebounding end would belong definitely to Bishop Chatard. By the way, Trojans average just 52 points per game. Their last contest, they ended up beating Speedway 63-45. Their last loss was against Seton 50-43, and there's a early turnover for the Trojans. As quickly back the other way, Greenwood Christian. Quick shot in the lane, good roll, and the first points on the board, Eli Jackson.
And as you mentioned, scoring the game last year was 35-33, so they feel like that's the formula for them to have success. That was a Greenwood Christian win, by the way, so they feel like that's the formula for them to have success.
You know, they've got a couple of tough teams in their sectional. Speaking of Bishop Chatard, we have our first foul of the ball game. Looks like that'll go against Eli Jackson. But if Bishop Chatard can put some things together, Lutheran and Victory College Prep Eminence and Central Christian, all very winnable. Now, can they beat a team like Providence Cristo Rey or Indy Metro is the question in that draw, which comes out on Sunday, by the way. Here's a 3 at the top of the key, missed by Ari Som, but they get an offensive rebound. Som will try it again, missed it. Rebound McCormick, 2 offensive rebounds, and they get their first 2.
Yeah, we talked about in the keys of the game. That's big, big, big for them tonight. They got to hit those offensive glass to give themselves extra opportunities.
Greenwood basketball. They'll have a difficult time getting that ball down inside, especially with McCormick in the paint at 6'6". Strong drive here by Noah Reed. Once he got double teamed, got rid of the basketball.
He kind of dribbled it down there in no man's land and picked it up. He was lucky to get it out of there.
Yeah, no doubt about that. Here is Simons with the basketball. And you hear the players on the Bishop Chatard bench. They're very happy with that defense so far.
They're playing really hard right now.
3 on the way. It is good. Stepping up is Evan McIntyre. So that very patient offense pays off that time. They'll go down low to the big fella Lake, and he missed it.
He's just got to slow down, know where he's out on the court, and get his feet underneath. There's no way that kid's going to contest his shot. He just got too quick.
Here's a young man, Lake, ended up on the JV at the beginning of the year, came and played well, and pretty soon he's starting. He's been starting pretty much ever since. That ball will be tipped out of bounds. It will go over to Bishop Chatard. Julio Graves will step in the lineup now for the Trojans, and sitting down will be Chris Hill. Hill kind of wondering what he did to get pulled out of the game right there. He's looking back at his head coach, Matt Bowling.
He explained it to him. He said he didn't like the way he threw it behind.
That is McCormick. You ever have a player look at you and wonder why? Hey, why'd you take me out?
About every time. Unless they tried to make a dunk and missed or something stupid like that, then they'd know.
We go back the other way. Basket good by Evan Tomlin. He averages around 5 per game. That's his first 2. I can't believe anybody look at you, coach, and say, why'd you take me out?
Sometimes it's good to have those conversations if they're productive, for sure, but sometimes there's some attitude adjustment that takes place.
Yeah, no doubt. In the ball game now for Greenwood Christian is Kevin Girk.
So far to start this first quarter, I'm super impressed with Greenwood Christians, the way they run their stuff, man. They're active, they cut hard, they screen hard, and Bishop Chatard's doing a great job defensively. They're just doing a little bit better job executing.
McIntyre now with 6. Coming up on 3 minutes remaining in the opening quarter. Going to see changes again for Bishop Chatard. A.J. Priami will step in. Connor Murphy will come in as well. Nice screen and roll down low. The big fella Lake missed it. Got it back, puts it in, and is fouled.
Great job by Lake to stay with that one, get rewarded with the and one right there. Again, he was a little quick initially, but he's big enough he could get his own rebound and get another shot at it.
Cisse picks up the foul. He comes out of the lineup. Coming in will be Will Jackson, a 6'1 junior. He was a starter earlier this year. And Alex Lake will not complete the three-point play, but able to save that one from going out of bounds as Ari Som saved it the wrong way. It'll be Greenwood Christian basketball. They turn it over. Lead pass, and Ari Som runs it down and lays it in. First turnover by Greenwood Christian. We are tied at 8 apiece. Tonight's game brought to you in part by Reynolds Farm Equipment, the leading equipment dealer serving farmers, homeowners, landscapers, and commercial contractors in the state of Indiana. Nothing runs like a deer. If you'd like more information, give them a call, 317-849-0810. Girk will pick up the foul. That'll be his first. Oliver Gebke coming in. He wears number 5.
That's the first time we've seen him this year in the couple games we've called.
It is.
Good for him. Senior stepping up, earning some playing time at the end of the season.
Tied at 8. Shot on the baseline will be missed by Connor Murphy. We have a foul in the backcourt. Gebke picks up the foul. And that'll be his first. Well, already the Trojans going very deep on their bench. You know, when you're struggling at 3 and 14, you've lost 8 of 9, you're just trying to find a combination here that can certainly play well once you get to that tournament. Is that ball in the lane? We got a foul call, and Gebke, by the way, picked up too quick, and we'll go to the line.
It's also a combination of Coach Bowling's trying to play a lot of younger players and still keep his seniors involved mentally, you know what I mean? So that's going to cause your rotations to get a little deeper when you're playing some of these younger guys, but you want to keep those other guys invested in what you're doing.
Simon's at the line, and he makes the first of 2. Yeah, that's a tough balance sometimes, isn't it?
It is, especially when your record is what it is. If they were winning, it's not that big a deal. You just say, guys, we're winning games, that's what we're doing.
Yeah.
You know? But when you're trying to keep balance the future and the current, it can be tough.
Simons makes them both. 10-8 lead in the lineup. A.J. Priami will now be the point guard, and Greenwood Christian Academy moving on to a zone now.
Last time we saw him against Asina, he had a great second half. Priami, I'm speaking of.
And there he is shooting the basketball and hits a 3. Quickly the other way, 11-10 Trojans, and a deflection out of bounds by Julio Graves. Each team has gone to their bench here in the opening period of play. They've gotten away with a travel right there was Will Jackson. McCormick guarding out on the perimeter against Finn Satry, who's checked in. That's Satry in the corner, three-pointer good. Kind of stares back at the Bishop Chatard bench.
And like we talked about early in the game, they'll mix it up defensively. They're going zone for their second possession.
Already 3 3-pointers tonight by Greenwood Christian. Back of the lineup there for Bishop Chatard is Chris Hill. Still early to hold for one, isn't it?
I would think, but he's been trying to teach his team how to make winning plays all year, and this is one of those situations where you can learn.
Yeah. This is McCormick. Hill down the lane with a floater, got the touch. Chris Hill, his first two.
I think that may have been more of him just wanting to get the ball in the post first before they did something else. I would think you'd see one shot now for Greenwood.
Tied at 13. This is Will Jackson. The cut to the basket. The kick out. Here's a three on the way. It is good. Nice look that time by Noah Reed. And at the buzzer, we head to period 2. Greenwood Christian 16, Bishop Chatard 13.
We're not here to just sell you another piece of software. We're here to helping you procure the licensing, manage and monitor those licenses over time.
Collaboration is very key when working with our clients. We are very much a partnering organization. We definitely work as a team to deliver solutions for our customers.
We're here to build relationships with customers, which is unique.
Hi, I'm Grayson, and our parents work in road construction. Every day they head out to make our roads safer and better for you. But did you know work zone deaths have increased 63% since 2010?
Wow, that's a lot. Please slow down and pay attention when you see all those orange signs. When you do, you're helping to keep our parents and everyone who works on the roads safe. Thanks for looking out for us.
This message is brought to you by your friends at Highway Safety Services. Stay safe, stay alert.
High school basketball brought to you in part by the Morales Group. They're in business to create a better future for you, your family, and for the community we share. They can match you with the right career or hire the right candidate for your company. Give them a call at 317-472-7600. And the name of the game right now for Greenwood Christian is shooting the three.
Yeah, it was pretty productive in that first quarter for sure. Pretty clean quarter, too. Only 3 total turnovers, so.
4 3-pointers by Greenwood Christian. Only one on the board for Bishop Chatard. And boy, again, both teams very patient going through the series that they need to go through, get the touches they're looking for as Lake spins, goes to the floor, and he'll go to the line.
Well, so far, Bishop Chatard's holding true to what Coach Bowling said. They're trying to play through those bigs, 13 and 33.
Will Simons will pick up the foul, just a sophomore trying to guard the much bigger Alex Lake. But Lake so far tonight has struggled from the line. He's now 0 for 2. One thing about the gym that we've been in many times in this one here is that we've got a 30-second timeout, is that when it gets quiet, it gets quiet. So you're going to hear a lot, especially if you're down on the floor. You can hear about everything.
Oh, yeah.
Which sometimes is good, sometimes not so good.
Yeah, depending on what you hear, right?
That's right. Tonight's game brought to you in part by Boilermaker Local 374. They represent highly skilled and motivated workers in field construction and metal fabrication in the state of Indiana. When you need a safe, dependable workforce, you can count on Boilermaker Local 374 to do the job right the first time. As you joined us late, no Cash Moore for the remainder of the season. Now somebody else will have to pick up the scoring slack so far tonight. Alex Lake with 3, A.J. Priami with 3 off the bench. And for Greenwood, they're led by Evan McIntyre. He has 6 points. And so far, Greenwood Christian with 4 3-pointers here in the first half. Will Jackson at the point. This is essentially still pretty much a 5-guard lineup for Greenwood Christian. Shot fake drive off the glass and good. Nice job that time by Evan McIntyre, who now has 8.
He has a strong shot fake and take to the basket right there on the baseline.
You're not afraid to take it in there against the big guys, are they?
No, they're taking it in there. They're the smaller team most every night they play. I think they're pretty used to it.
It's very true. A.J. Priami. Coach had mentioned him a little bit ago. He had a strong game for the Trojans last time we did their game. An excellent outside shooter, quick release, and the miss. Here come Greenwood Christian, Cougars basketball. The turn, the shot, rims in and out. Satry can't get it to go. Stays a 4-point lead.
And they're back to man-to-man now. They've got now that zone look.
That is McCormick. Now to be Lake. Spins in the lane. No. And the rebound pulled out of there by Noah Reed. Nothing there, and they wisely bring it back and set it up. Almost 2 minutes gone now here in the quarter. We've had just a bucket for Greenwood and a free throw for Bishop Chatard. Spin to the baseline. That's a tough one, but a good shot by McIntyre puts him in double digits. He had a size advantage over A.J. Priami.
Yeah, he did. He had size and bulk advantage, and he used them both.
6-point lead. Hill off to Priami. 3 is on the way and missed by Ari Som, and we have a rebounding foul. I believe they're going to get Alex Lake. So Alex picks up his first. Priami comes out of the lineup, and checking in will be Evan Tommen.
And here we go, Troy. We mentioned it, 2.5 minutes without a basket. They need to get a stop here and get a bucket.
Well, we talked about it again in the pregame, as you said. Well, Bishop Chatard has those issues of just going long stretches without very rarely scoring. Nice move to the basket with a left-hand finish. Noah Reed.
Yeah, no help defense there. His guy got beat from Chatard. Nobody stepped over and gave Reed a straight-line drive.
8-point lead, the miss, and then the rebound put back by Alex Lake, and he'll be fouled. Going to get Evan McIntyre for his first. And here is Alex Lake so far tonight, 1 for 3 from the line. Eli Jackson will check back in. Also back in for Greenwood Christian will be Cisse. He wears number 13. And also checking in will be Julio Graves, now for Bishop Chatard. Second free throw good. 7-point lead. This is Cisse, name that is new to us since the last time we saw the Cougars. The drive and the backdoor cut and the miss by Satry. Here is Hill. Had it stripped out of his hands. Turnover. And then quickly the other way, and a foul call. Late whistle, but they're going to get. Noah Reed got fouled by Julio Graves.
It was late, but it was the right call.
Yeah. You know, sometimes you're running down the floor as an official. It takes you a little longer to get down here and make that call, right?
For sure. Nice play.
Cisse took the contact, laid it in. He gets his first bucket of the night.
Yeah, they ran that flex cut off that out-of-bounds play, and they caught Bishop Chatard staring at the ball.
Lead now at 9. Still not a basket in the quarter for Bishop Chatard. This is Chris Hill. McCormick stepping out. They're looking inside the Lake. Doesn't get it. Julio Graves will give it back once again to Hill. This is Tommen. McCormick. He'll fire the 3 and get it. Hey, the big guy can step out.
Big basket for them. They needed that.
Took him to almost the 4-minute mark to get a bucket. So I guess the pattern kind of continues, huh?
Yeah. They just don't look like the same team sometimes. It's unbelievable.
Wow, a lot of contact. Noah Reed should really file a police report right there.
Assault and battery?
No kidding. He got assaulted twice. As they say, that's why you play some at home and some on the road. Here's Chris Hill. Tommen will find Julio Graves, who will reset it out front as we're under 3:30. Tonight's game brought to you in part by Piper Logistics. For more than 2 decades, the seasoned professionals at Piper have been the trusted allies for all your inventory management, basket good, warehousing, fulfillment, and transportation needs. Call Piper at 317-396-1023. McIntyre picked up his second. Heck of a play that time by Evan Tommen. Simons will come back in now for Greenwood Christian. And here is Tommen at the line now to complete the 3-point play. And just like that, as he missed it, they're back to within 4. One thing about Noah Reed, he's been on the floor more than he's been up on his feet tonight. Julio Graves picked up his second. Gotta like a player like Noah Reed, just puts his head down and plays hard.
Tough, hard-nosed kid. He's getting guard really hard, so he sold that one too. Got it into the kid's body, just kind of stopped and started on him, and has an easy one to pick up.
They'll dump it way in the backcourt there to Cisse.
My guess is he's been guarded like that a lot in his career.
I would imagine. Smaller players are kind of used to that, aren't they?
They are, for sure. Especially if they're a guy that scores the bulk of the points for their team.
They're going to get another foul on Julio Graves. And that should be number 3 on Julio. That's going to send. I thought Noah was shooting, and they're going to say no, he was not.
I thought they called that 2 shots as well.
So Reed will not get free throws here. We'll see Ari Sam come back in. Well, Julio will be in the scorebook for 3 fouls here in the first half. Here's Reed. Jackson. Left-hand shot on the way is no good, but an offensive rebound by Jackson off the miss by Simons. You know, our advantage to being where we are right now, here's a high arcer miss by Reed, and they'll get it right back. Our advantage here is you can really get a good look at how hard these kids play.
Yeah, you can. Both teams are competing like crazy tonight.
Cisse is going to get fouled, and they're going to get Alex Lake. So that'll put Aliou Cisse to the line for 2. One thing for sure, you mentioned Greenwood Christian and how they're playing right now, and Coach Williams feels they are playing well. They will play at Lutheran, against Tech, and against Franklin Central in their last 3 games. There's no doubt about it. They can win all 3 of those. Second free throw's missed, and we have a rebounding foul called against Greenwood Christian. Foul will go against Eli Jackson. That'll be his second. If you look at Greenwood Christian's sectional, it's going to be really tough. Cathedral is in there. Crispus Attucks is in there. That's about all you need to say.
That's about all you need to say, yep.
You're going to have to really play well to beat either one of those 2 teams. You're hoping maybe those 2 will play each other in the first round and then maybe beat each other up so bad they can't function very well in the second or third round, huh?
Yeah. Wouldn't be. You're going to have a hard time getting through both those teams in the same tournament.
Boy, another missed shot, another offensive rebound, and just all kinds of offensive boards. Murphy missed the last one. They had all kinds of chances right there to score and didn't. So now Greenwood holding on to a 5-point lead. Near turnover. Will Jackson. The 3 is on the way. No good. Satry can't get it. And we'll head the other way. Still a 5-point lead under 1:30 to go. The drive by Tommen. No. McCormick can't come up with the offensive rebound. Ball loose on the floor. it will be Greenwood Christian basketball, and Greenwood Christian will get a timeout.
It's going to be a 30, Troy.
So it's going to be a 30-second timeout. And so Greenwood will have it with a 5-point lead. Right now they're led by Evan McIntyre with 10 points. Bishop Chatard, Zach McCormick with 5, Evan Tomlin with 4. Boy, but points have been hard to come by here in the second quarter.
That's tale of two quarters for sure. That first quarter, both teams were knocking in shots and executing offensively, and then the second quarter, the first half of it especially for Bishop Chatard was a struggle. They've been better in the second part of the second quarter, so hopefully they can finish strong and cut into this lead going into halftime.
Tonight's game brought to you in part by Dynamark. If you're looking to elevate your brand, choose Dynamark, your local one-stop shop for all your print signs, promo products, apparel, and mailing services. They've been serving the Indianapolis area for over 50 years. Dynamark, where strong relationships are built through exceptional service. Give them a call, 317-328-2555. Let's see what Greenwood Christian does right here with just over a minute remaining. One thing for sure, they're going to make you play defense.
They're going to make you guard them. That was one thing Coach Bowling mentioned when I talked to him. He said we've got to be sound defensively because they're going to run their stuff.
And don't get lulled to sleep either.
I've already heard him once on that out-of-bounds play to Cisse.
Yep.
I'm impressed with how hard they screen. You just don't see high school teams screen like this very much anymore. Most of them just kind of run by each other, but these guys are hitting people.
Well, they've already run that clock now down to 31 seconds. I think they'd be very content to get the last shot of the first half.
Oh, he's fine winning 50-40. If you double these scores, it's not going to bother him any.
They love that backdoor cut, too. If you're not paying attention, you're going to get burned. Good look here at Noah Reed. 5 on the clock, and they're going to call the foul on Bishop Chatard. That'll go against Evan Tomlin.
Free throws, Troy.
We will shoot a couple of free throws right here. It'll be Noah Reed. So they ran that thing down a minute, and there was only 5.6 left.
Yeah. We talked about the way they want to play and how they want to control the pace, and they definitely did that on that possession. Now they got to finish it off this last 5 seconds. That's plenty of time for Chatard to get something they want.
Lead at 6 is Noah Reed. Back of the line, he has 6. Second one is missed, and able to get the offensive rebound is Simons. 2 seconds remaining. That shot's going to be missed, and we've made it to the end of the first half. A low-scoring first half, kind of what we expected. We go to the locker room. It is Greenwood Christian 26, Bishop Chatard 20. We're at halftime here on IndianaSRN.
Brian Chrisman joins me today. And Brian, talk a little bit about the winter and Wheeler Mission and how important it is for people to help Wheeler Mission, because winter means homeless and homeless means people in the cold. Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, I mean, we really serve a lot of people year-round, no matter what the weather is, right? And so we serve anywhere from 700 to 900 people who are experiencing homelessness every single night. But when winter hits, that can become life or death. So if you're stuck out in the cold, happens every year. IMPD will find people out in the cold and encourage them to come in. But if they don't catch them in time, I mean, again, life and death. And so it's vital that our doors are open. And so we do that. Our staff shows up every day to make sure our doors are open. We serve 1,000 meals a day plus every single day. That's a nice, warm, nutritious meal. Donors provide that. Donors provide our food, coffee, something hot to drink. You know, donors provide that. So there's a lot of opportunities to get involved at Wheeler to make sure we can get through winter, or to work at Wheeler. We need staff, and so we're always looking for staff to get us through the winter time. We spread ourselves thin during winter, making sure that anybody can find space, and so we have bed capacities. For sure, but we go beyond that every winter to make sure that the city has an option for people who are experiencing homelessness in the dead of winter.
Schools out there that are watching this program,
with our reach. Maybe they want to do a sock drive, or they want to do a sweatshirt drive. They can contact our office at IndianaSRN, or they can contact you. Where's a contact, or who would be a contact that maybe we want to do a sock drive? I think that would be a great idea for SRN to start one of those sock drives. How would that? What does that look like?
Yeah, so if you go to wheelermission.org, we have our needs lists that are right there on our website. Those change sometimes in the winter, but there are some needs that are pretty much continual when it comes to hygiene items, when it comes to warm items to get us through the winter. So when you're talking about coats, especially bigger sizes for people that come through, we want to make sure a lot of people that come to our mission, they come with the clothes on their back, right? And so we need to make sure they have something to wear during their stay with us, which could be for a few weeks, could be for a couple months. And so go to our website, wheelermission.org. You can donate directly there, whether it's a financial donation, or you can look at our needs list. You can even find drop-off locations. You can drop it off at some of the barns that we have around the city, or come right down to Wheeler Mission, drop it off right there. But we need this community's support. So greatest thing about Indianapolis is it is a generous community.
Yes.
It is a community that steps up when there's a need. And there's 1,700 homeless individuals in our community. That number has risen 5% just over the last year. Wheeler Mission is the main place for those individuals to go, has been since 1893, over 130 years. And so support that ministry so that those doors can be open, making sure that every man, woman, and child that needs to come inside can come inside and not only get warm, but get nutritious meals, food, shelter, and care. And so beyond that, we take them through a whole journey of program to make sure that they come out our back door different people. But the first things first, right? Get them fed and get them warm and get them safe.
Since it's basketball season and we cover over 300 games a year on IndianaSRN, we challenge our basketball teams and our basketball programs to get involved. There are meals that need to be served. Tell our teams out there how they can help and serve meals.
Yeah, no better way to really open your eyes to the community's needs than to stand in front of people who are desperately in need and hand them a meal, hand them what they're asking for that day. So great group opportunity is to volunteer at Wheeler Mission. You can go to wheelervolunteer.org. You can sign up a group. It can take an hour and a half to come down and serve a lunch. You can get 12, 15 people involved in that, a dinner, come down either at our men's shelter or our women's shelter. It's a really cool experience for teams, not only to help in a way that you're making a difference, but to see the people that you're helping, right? To hand a meal to someone and smile and say hi to someone literally in their darkest moment, right? So
best assist they can ever make.
Oh yeah,
is to serve a meal.
That's a good point. It's a slam dunk.
It's a slam dunk, exactly. For IndianaSRN, this is Keith Myers.
Halftime score, 26-20, Greenwood Christian with the lead. And, boy, Coach, I tell you what, we talked about Bishop Chatard and at their times inability to put points on the board. It took them almost 4 minutes to get a basket. They had a free throw in that second quarter, but it took them almost 4 minutes to get that first basket. And just some other things you see out there that you go, now you kind of can figure out why they've struggled so much this year. They could fine-tune a couple of things like that. They'd be really not a bad basketball team.
Just a lot of mental errors, and I don't think they sometimes it looks like they don't understand what they're good at offensively, which is why they go in some of those lulls like they do because, you know, right now they're shooting 55% from two. That's really, really good. But they're only at 30% from three. So it's like they kind of figure out where their bread's buttered. And I don't know. And then they didn't make their free throws when they got those too. So it's like those situations, they just self-inflicted wounds over and over and over again. But you're right. I mean, there's enough pieces and parts there. Without Cashmore, obviously that hurts. But there's enough pieces and parts there to make a little run here at the end of the season.
And then you look at the offensive rebounds that they did not finish at the other end of the floor in that second quarter, and that was a big key too.
That was huge. Yeah, they had one possession where they had 3 in a row and they couldn't make a basket. So, but again, it's those young post players they're rushing. They're going way too quickly. They're not getting their feet under them. They're not getting bounced. They're just getting the ball and throwing it at the basket. Getting the ball, throwing it at the basket. So that's something this summer he's really going to have to focus on and getting them better.
Greenwood Christian, by the way, led. I tell you what, they shot really well from 3, and Evan McIntyre had a good first half with 10.
Yeah, they shot over 40% from 3. You'll take that any time as a coach. To only turn the ball over twice the entire half. I mean, what great execution from them. And Coach Bowling mentioned that. He said they're tough to play because they just don't beat themselves.
Yeah, and he's right about that. We'll come back. Second half action on the way. 26-20, your halftime score.
Aspen Creek Grill, we are a from-scratch concept with comfort-correct food. You can expect a world-class experience. We've got incredible specials, great service. Everything that we do here is made from scratch. We hand-cut all our steaks in-house. Bring your family. Come have some great food.
They say nice guys don't finish first. So maybe it's time to reconsider what it means to be first.
It's about being your best, but knowing you could be even better.
It's being present, but respectful of history.
It's donating something more valuable than money.
It's believing in yourself and something bigger.
It's coming from different families, but treating each other like brothers.
It's not just being a man, it's being a Mason.
Big play here for Mount Vernon. Hurdle looking right, now over the middle, fires, and it's in there for a touchdown. What a throw. Boy, what a stick, huh? Side out, back to the middle, and guess what? You want a point on the other side, you go to Taylor Lewis.
Here's Freeman. Has an opening shot. Score!
Stafford around a screen. Skip pass. Mays with 3. Mays drive. Floater up and in at the horn.
Hand off, and nice hole over the near side. 40, 35, 30. Block to the outside. 20, 15, 10, 5, and touchdown. And that's a big one right there. And finally, somebody gets on the board. Back here at Bishop Chatard, ready for the third quarter. By the way, this is a Bishop Chatard team. Will finish out their final 3 games against teams that all have sub-500 records. So they're hoping if they can pull out a win tonight, maybe get 3 wins to end out the year, go into the tournament on a 4-game winning streak. That wouldn't be too bad at all. Meanwhile, Greenwood Christian will finish out against Trinity Lutheran on February 25th. Then they got to go to Hauser, which is an 18-3 ball club, and that'll finish out their season on the 27th. I remind you again that the tournament draw is coming up on Sunday, and we also have semi-state action coming up for girls coming this coming Saturday. So their season winding down.
It's getting to be that time of year. It's the best time of year in the state for basketball.
Now, if we can just get the weather to warm up, I'll feel much better about it.
You ain't kidding about that.
And can they patch some of those potholes out here too, please? It's like dodging big, gigantic mines that I'm going to get blown up in.
No,
Carl disappear.
It's bad. Get that freeze-thaw period going on. Although I'm ready for some thaw. It's only been freeze last couple weeks.
By Monday, Coach,
That's
it could
right.
be almost 50.
I'm down for it.
All right, here we go. Greenwood Christian opening things up here in the third. They're immediately going to work it to the inside to Simons. Nothing unusual about what you'll see in their offense. We mentioned that in the first half, and that's going to be an offensive foul on Cisse. Lowered that shoulder a little bit too much.
Yeah, if you're Coach Williams, that's not going to bother you too much. That's a good, aggressive, strong take at the basket.
You know, I'm going to keep an eye on McCormick in the second half, and I say that from the standpoint he had 5 points in the first half at a three-pointer. They're playing him a lot out on the perimeter. I'm always kind of curious, even against this zone, why wouldn't you move him inside a little bit more?
Or maybe flash him into that high post.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, where he gets some high-low action with Lake.
But so far, he has camped himself out here on the wing, and once in a while he'll get down to the block, and that's about it. There's Hill.
There he flashes into the high post.
There you go.
But he didn't stay.
Nope. Hill gives it off to A.J. Priami, who starts the second half. And now a three. It's no good by Ari Som.
If I was a betting man, I would guess that he's supposed to flash in there a lot more than he does, and he likes hanging out there on the three-point line.
A lot of big guys do these days.
They sure do.
Turnover number 4 now as Priami will go to the line.
Good steal, good strong take by Priami. He's not a very big kid, but he sure took that thing in with some toughness there, and he'll get rewarded with 2 free throws.
Foul will go against Noah Reed. That'll just be his first. A.J. Priami now with 4. I'm going to predict that within a few years, the big man down low is going to come back into the game of basketball. I think a lot of teams are finding out that it works.
It'd take one big-time star to change it.
Yeah.
Basketball's a game of trends, always has been.
Yep. Pretty soon we'll have long shorts again like the Fab Five had.
Hey.
Yeah.
Back when Bobby Knight was a coach, every team ran motion offense in the state of Indiana.
That's right. 4-point lead, leaning in and missing as Eli Jackson can't get it to go, and it'll go over to the Trojans. A little pressure here by Cisse. He and Chris Hill really jockeying for position down the floor. This will be Lake. Lake going to get fouled, and there's a lot of contact there with Eli Jackson, who just picked up his third.
A little frustration from Jackson there. He's so undersized. He's fighting hard, but he's picked up his third foul, and he knows it.
So here's Alex Lake. One thing about if you're undersized like that is just hold your position the best you can, because you're really not going to be able to do much else, are you?
No, he's not going to be able to block his shot or do anything with it. You just hold your position, arms straight up. Maybe even play in front if you've got good help side behind you.
Back in the lineup will be Kevin Girk. Lead has been cut now to 2. That is Noah Reed. They're going to try to get out of his hands as much as they can. He had drawn the double team. This is Cisse. That'll be Reed. Contact there, and he missed it as A.J. Priami tried to draw the foul. So now the Trojans have a chance to tie or take the lead.
Yeah, and they've gone back to man-to-man, Troy. They didn't stay in that zone very long.
Tonight's game brought to you in part by Highway Safety Services. You do what you do. We'll keep you safe doing it. 765-446-1502. Trojans using a little clock themselves. Lake tried a dangerous pass and stolen away by Cisse. So now Greenwood trying to build on a 2-point lead. They've had a 9-point lead tonight. And a block shot by McCormick, and McCormick can't save it from going out of bounds. He rejected the shot by Will Simons. And it looks like the Trojans are going to get a full timeout here. 26-24 Greenwood Christian.
Can't make it to the game? We've got your back. Just go to www.IndianaSRN.org and tune in to all of the live action, or go to our on-demand service and relive your favorite moments.
Bertner Electric Incorporated provides professional commercial electrical contractor services to to Indianapolis and surrounding communities. Locally owned and operated for over 30 years, our knowledge and experience make us the perfect choice for all your commercial electrical contractor needs. Contact us today.
We encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, IndianaSRN. Hit the bell to get notifications for upcoming games and more. Watch as many games as you want, as many times as...
High school basketball brought to you by Officially Human. Their mission is to restore respect to game officials and recognize them as authorities on the field and the court. Do your part by practicing good sportsmanship. If we don't have officials, we don't play. We're in the third quarter under the 5-minute mark, and points have been tough to come by both teams already. Greenwood has not scored yet in this quarter. Off the inbound, the fadeaway no good. As Evan McIntyre can't get it to fall, and the Trojans for the third time now will try to either tie or take the lead. Only 4 free throws on the board for the Trojans. It's no wonder your stat sheet looks so clean. Here's Chris Hill. Baseline shot good. That'll be a 3-point bucket by Chris Hill.
And just like that, Chatard's in the lead, Troy.
5 now for Hill. And then the drive and the bucket good as Noah Reed gets punished again, but this time he finishes and will head to the line. I was wondering if he was going to get the benefit of the call on that one.
Coach Williams is getting a little talking to over there. He didn't like that official giving him a bunch of grief about jumping up when they didn't call the foul initially.
So now Reed at the line. That last foul going against Alex Lake, his third. By the way, Noah Reed now with 9 points.
Like we talked about early in the first half, now Coach Bowling takes out 2 seniors and puts in 2 sophomores. He's trying to play that balance game. We'll see how it affects the score right here.
Yeah, we're going to see Xavier Lloyd come in, who played minutes in the JV game. We'll see Julio Graves check back in. Boy, a lot of holding down underneath as Girk trying to get position against Lake, and the missed shot there by A.J. Priami. And then we've got an offensive foul against Noah Reed. Extended that arm a little bit too much.
Yeah, that was the right call. He's done that a couple times tonight, trying to create a little space.
Well, and as much as sometimes he's been knocked around, I don't blame him.
Yeah, well, the official was so far trailing the play. If he's up even, probably he doesn't see that, but he was behind the play enough that he caught him.
So the turnover costing Greenwood Christian. They still lead it by 2. Lake, nice step through and can't finish it. McCormick can't come up with it. Noah Reed quickly back the other way, and Reed misses. Cisse with a rebound, able to clear it out. A 3 is on the way, no good by Simons. It is an offensive struggle in the third.
The days of the first quarter are long gone.
Had 29 combined points in that first quarter. Lake, baseline shot, no. And he's going to get fouled by Girk. It'll be number 2 now on Girk. They're going to say that was after the shot, or they're going to say nope, it's on the shot for Alex Lake.
It was actually after the shot, Troy. That's their 5th foul.
Okay, all right, so it will be 2 shots. 5th foul already now on Greenwood. And now Lake has made 4 in a row from the line.
And that's huge for them because they're trying to get the ball in the post of these guys and Greenwood is going to foul them. That's kind of all they can do. They have to make their free throws.
He is in a rhythm. Of their 9 points, 6 have come from the free throw line, but they've come back to tie it at 29. And the ball goes out of bounds. Noah Reed on the floor again. He will not get the benefit of the call there either.
That was a bad decision by Reed. He had nowhere to go there. Just reverse the ball, get the ball in the center of the floor, and run your press offense. He tried to do too much right there.
That'll be the 6th turnover now by Greenwood Christian. So now the Trojans, chance to take the lead. They have held Greenwood Christian to just 3 points in this third quarter. That is Tommen. You're going to earn it tonight, aren't you? Every point you score.
Yeah. It's going to be a grinded game. We talked about it in the pregame.
Yeah.
We said it was going to be a grinded out type of game.
Near travel that time by Evan Tommen. In the lineup, Connor Murphy now for the Trojans. And now the three is way off the mark by Julio Graves. Put back no by Lake. Offensive rebound, another miss by Murphy. There's another series where they had offensive rebounds.
Lake is 1 foot falling away from the basket. I mean, just take your time. They're not going to stop him. All they can do is foul him.
Yeah, you'd think the idea is go to the basket,
yeah,
right?
I mean, he rebounds it right there, shoots it off 1 foot, going this away from the basket instead of taking a power dribble and going up with 2 hands, trying to rip the rim off.
We have a foul call against Julio Graves, and that's going to be his 4th. He's going to come out. Julio's used to having defensive backs all over him, so he's got to shove a lot. So.
He's had a hard couple guys to guard there. Cisse and Reed are pretty tough with the ball in their hands. They're pretty physical guards.
I'm going to ask you a little bit about some of the fallaways by the big guys. Is it because we're not used to playing it down in the low post as much as we used to, do you think?
I think that's part of it for sure. You have to drill it. I think part of it's just an aggression thing, too.
Oh, my. The miss on the other end by Will Jackson.
Yep. You see, you can try to double pump and show it out in one hand and bring it back instead of just making a layup. That's kind of the same thing you were just talking about, Troy. They make a simple play difficult.
Straightaway shot missed as Xavier Lloyd can't come up with it. Here's a fadeaway shot, good by Noah Reed. He has all their points in the quarter.
That was a really tough shot. Fade away from the baseline, right-hand side.
Noah Reed now with 11. And Greenwood Christian leads it by 2. Trying to get in inside here, Lake, and they throw it away. Not a lot of turnovers tonight.
No, I like that better. Just front him. Be in front of him. Make him throw it over top of you. Sometimes it can be easier to guard that way if you're undersized.
Noah Reed had fallen to the floor, but I believe Greenwood Christian will get a timeout. They lead it by 2.
Calling officials cheaters or corrupt. Insulting referees.
Threatening officials.
Berating young umpires, learning the ropes.
Violent language in the stands.
Screaming at a referee in the parking lot. It's not a game.
You want a piece of equipment you can trust, one that's easy to use. No matter the size of the job, you want to create a feeling worthwhile, something you can use for every job. For over 60 years, Reynolds has been a community staple, ensuring our customers powerful implements and top quality care and service. You need something that's in it for the long haul. Visit Reynolds Farm Equipment, your hometown John Deere dealer, today at reynoldsfarmequipment.com.
Back here at Bishop Chatard. See if Greenwood Christian will play it out like they did in the last quarter. Got it down to the last few seconds.
Wouldn't surprise me. Oh, they got an easy look.
Cisse blocked from behind, and we have a turnover as it goes out of bounds or a foul on the rebound.
What great help defense by Lake right there. The guy got beat, and he's there to help out his teammate and block that shot. That's great help defense.
Kevin Girk will pick up the foul. That's going to be his 3rd. And we're going to walk to this end of the floor, and it's going to be Xavier Lloyd at the line. First trip to the free throw line for Lloyd. Coming into the lineup now for Greenwood Christian will be Finn Satry. And that'll put Cisse to the bench. Second free throw is good. So Lloyd gets on the board, and it's a 1-point ball game. Trojans show press. Got him in the corner right where they wanted him. Smart play that time by Noah Reed.
Got a guy in the middle of the court, wide open. Just throw the ball to the middle of the court. Instead, they throw Reed into an impossible spot, but he makes a smart play.
It would look more fun over there, see? Yeah, I'm not so sure that pass was even intended for Reed because I thought I saw Simons over there too. The last thing you want is two guys in the same place. 12 seconds remaining. Believe it or not, as poorly as the Cougars have played in this quarter offensively, they still have a 1-point lead. Got away with a travel. Here's a shot on the way. Rims in and out. And the putback, no. No foul. We'll head to the fourth quarter. It's a 1-point lead.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the IndianaSRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
Tonight's game brought to you in part by Family Source Insurance. Pat Cherry is your independent agent representing Ohio Mutual Insurance. Give him a call for more information at 317-894-7000. All right. Bishop Chatard outscored Greenwood Christian 10-5 in that quarter, yet Greenwood Christian still holds a 1-point lead.
It's going to be a game of execution down the stretch here, Troy. It's a team that makes the least amount of mistakes will win.
Trying to look inside there to Connor Murphy. Here's a three on the way. That's going to go up and hit the standard up on top. The miss there by Ari Sam. And he'll go back over to Greenwood Christian.
He's a kid that shoots over 40%. He's the only kid that does, and he hasn't made one all night. He's really struggled. There They got it in the middle of the floor that time, Troy.
There you go.
A little less excitement.
Yeah, that's right. Well, and think about Ari Sam, man, shot a whole lot tonight either. I don't doubt anybody's had more than 7 or 8 attempts individually. Just hasn't been a night of a whole lot of shots going up. The Greenwood Christian, we're holding to form so far. If neither team gets to 50, we'll be pretty much where we should be. And there's a turnover. Greenwood now with 7. You got to think that at some point, Trojans got to take advantage of the missed offensive rebounds and the turnovers by Greenwood Christian.
They're getting extra possessions. They got to cash them in.
That is McCormick out top. Draws the double team. Here's Hill. Line drive shot, no good, and somehow the rebound by Evan McIntyre, and they'll head the other way.
They got lucky there. 23 wasn't real comfortable handling the ball that far from the basket. They're lucky that wasn't a turnover.
He's like, somebody help me, please. Cisse. A lot of times you just sit here and you watch how the offense tries to develop. And a lot of times you have an open look, or you think you have an open look, and it closes down pretty quick. But Greenwood Christian, again, just has not had as many opportunities even to shoot the three as they did early in the first quarter. And driving is Noah Reed, and he hits the floor again. He's in double digits and hitting the floor tonight. I know that for sure.
Yeah. He's got that stat line down, doesn't he?
Yes, he does.
That's just a really good take by your best player, right? He recognizes they're not really getting anything offensively there, and he gets a step by his guy and goes up really strong and forces that official to call the foul.
Connor Murphy picked up the foul. Noah Reed had all 5 points for Greenwood Christian in that third quarter. He now has 12. He is the only player other than Evan McIntyre in double digits either way, but McIntyre has not scored in the second half. It's a 3-point lead. You know, this game sometimes gets more strange all the time. You think, well, one team has done this, they should be leading by this. Another team has done this, they ought to be leading by this. And then the numbers in the end don't really tell you that, do they?
That happens that way sometimes.
There's a turnover. That's the 5th turnover by Bishop Chatard.
Especially when you're looking at extra possessions. There's no doubt that's in double figures in Chatard's favor tonight.
8 turnovers now by Greenwood Christian. By the way, Bishop Chatard almost 3 minutes now without scoring in this quarter.
Continues to be a problem for the Trojans.
They've only had 1 basket in the second half. We've only seen 3 total baskets by both teams combined in the second half. Wasn't there a movie a long time ago, Hoosiers had something to do with, we've got a timeout before the foul. It's going to be a 30-second timeout. You know, you go back to the days where coaches would spread the floor and we've just hold on to it. And we had a lot of 33-30 ball games. Huh?
I've coached in a lot of them.
Yeah.
It's a lot. That's because back when it was class basketball, that's the way small teams could compete.
Yeah.
Was spread the floor out, make you have to guard and run a lot of clock, low possessions, low-scoring game. But I don't know so much if this is – it is – part of it for sure is Greenwood Christian style. There's no doubt. But part of it is the ball just hasn't really gone in the basket either. So it's just been a slug.
Want to remind you that Aspen Creek Grill open this weekend or this entire week if you'd like to go to locations for Aspen Creek Grill. Amazing fresh food, great servers, and they love the service that they give, and it's just an excellent job. Aspen Creek Grill, 866-885-3249. And every time I look at the Big Ten standings, they'd flashed them on the board here a little bit ago as Hill stepped out of bounds. That'll be the 6th turnover. I'm not very used to seeing 18 teams in the Big Ten. We're going to change the name of the Big Ten.
They're not too much branding they've spent on it. It's not going anywhere.
Wouldn't math people going, that doesn't make any sense, right?
That's just another example right there for Chatard, right? You run an in-bounds play, kid's wide open, he steps out of bounds.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just those things, they just add up over the course of a game, over the course of a season.
And they still haven't scored. Nice pass to the inside. McCormick gets the block of Simons. Trojans back the other way. Ari Som has not shot the ball a lot tonight for sure. We are coming up on the 4-minute mark. Som, baseline drive, the kick to Hill. 3-pointers on the way, missed it. McCormick, the rebound, put back, yes, and he's fouled. At the even 4-minute mark, they get their first basket of the fourth quarter.
Big basket for the Trojans right there.
When they tried to box him off, he just has long arms.
Yeah, he just reached over top of him. That's not over the back. There's nothing you can do when a guy's 4 inches taller than you.
Nope. 4 fouls now on Eli Jackson. Chance to tie the ball game right here, and he does. We've seen a total now of 20 points in the entire second half. Greenwood still only 2 baskets in the entire second half. Yet they might run this clock down and take the last shot.
You never know the style they're playing. They're definitely going to get the one they want.
This is Noah Reed. Fade away, no. McCormick with a rebound. We'll be naming the Piper Logistics player of the game. You might start thinking about that a little bit. Might come down to whoever hits the last shot, maybe, huh?
Probably whoever has the best 3 minutes, right?
Yeah. Looking inside to Lake. They can't get it to him. Nice job there by Eli Jackson. And they nearly turned it over. McCormick, 3 in the corner. No. Had a good look.
He sure did.
Cisse. Very shaky with the basketball right there. Under 3 minutes remaining. Well, I don't think we're going to get to 49 or 50, are we?
No, I don't believe so, Troy. I think it's going to be just under 40.
Nice backdoor cut, and ball is blocked out of bounds. And I would imagine Noah Reed's wondering when I'm going to get a break here.
I don't know. I'm not down there underneath the basket, obviously. We're a long ways away, but it sure looked like he had his arm ripped off his shoulder.
We talk about the assault charges he could have filed in the first half. But so far, nothing in this one. They're going to give Lake the blocked shot that time on McIntyre.
Got to cash it in now with a score here.
Coming up on 2 minutes. Lake will set the high screen. Hill on the drive. Finger roll, yes. Chris Hill. Now a 7.
I think if you're Coach Bowling, you like that possession out of Chris Hill a lot better than you like him chucking threes.
Yep. So now under 2 minutes remaining. Nice roll. McCormick with another block.
That size and athleticism starting to come into play. Oh, my goodness. Then they throw it out of bounds.
Yep. Well, and Eli Jackson, the foul.
Oh, no, he called a foul. I missed that.
Got Eli Jackson in the backcourt. And that's going to be number 5 on Eli Jackson. I've watched the official, and he just happened to see that as he was turning his head. Otherwise, Jackson would have gotten away with it. Back in the ball game will be Will Jackson. All right, now we know that minute 48 is probably a little bit much to ask to hold the basketball, but if you're the Trojans, what do you want to do right here? You're up by 2.
I think they'll just run their stuff.
Boy, Greenwood Christian, 2 free throws in the fourth quarter, 7 points in the second half, and then Priami turns it over.
And this was the score last year at the end of the game, Troy.
Yep.
So we're having the same kind of affair tonight.
This is Cisse. The kick, the 3 on the way, missed. Cisse with a rebound. He probably could have tipped it in himself. McCormick goes to the floor, and I think they're going to call the foul on Noah Reed.
Yeah, I think they got Reed undercut him on a block out, they said.
3rd on Noah Reed. I think that McCormick is okay.
I think he hit his head a little bit when he came down. I think he's all right.
You know, a lot of players that we've coached over the years, you probably didn't mind them hitting their head too much, huh? That's probably the...
Shake it loose and get it all in a different place. You know, when you're little like Reed, that's all you can do is box out hard. He just got him up in the air, and he lost his bounce, came down. But he's going to stay in the game, Troy, so he shook it off.
You know what's amazing about this game, Coach, is that Greenwood has scored just 7 points in the second half, yet they're still only a possession down. Never would have guessed it.
Never. They still got to execute. A lot of game left, though. They need to make sure they have a good possession here, get a good quality shot.
Priami. Underneath, Lake. Got one defender to go by him and then lays it in. Now it's a 2-possession game.
They need to find Reed. There he is.
Reed, the kick out. Trying to find a shot. McIntyre on the way, no. Offensive rebound, put back, no. Simons couldn't get it to fall. Priami comes away with it. 30 seconds to go. Lake by himself at the other end. Puts a finishing touch on that one.
They got to score quick here and get a timeout. It's probably all they can do.
Layup good by Reed. Their first basket of the fourth quarter came at 17.7 in this quarter.
Unbelievable.
We've got a timeout on the floor, 39-35.
Hey, thanks for joining us tonight. We consider it a privilege to have you as one of our listeners and viewers. If you'd like to see more content just like tonight, just hit the donate button. Every dollar that you donate will go right back into more games right here on IndianaSRN, which means more games for you. It's IndianaSRN, where you always have a front row seat.
Looking to elevate your brand? Choose Dynamark, your local one-stop shop for all your print, signs, promo products, apparel, and mailing services. Serving Indianapolis for over 50 years. Dynamark, where strong relationships are built through exceptional service.
Tonight's game brought to you in part by Wheeler Mission. For over 131 years, Wheeler Mission has been a pillar in the Indianapolis community, providing help, hope, and healing to people in need. If you'd like more information, give them a call, 317-686-6239. And also by Highway Safety Services. You do what you do, we'll keep you safe doing it. Give them a call, 765-446-1502.
Chatard's got to execute here. There's one foul. Next one's free throws.
Got Will Jackson for number 1. Get it inbounds now to IHSAA, and he'll get fouled. And I think Will Jackson may have picked up another one. But again, we're just going to walk here to this end of the floor and shoot some free throws. And that'll put IHSAA at the line. He's scored just 2 tonight, but 2 big free throws coming up right here will make it a 6-point lead.
Yep, 2-possession game if he can make the first one.
It's too quiet for me to shoot free throws.
I stopped talking.
I know. You need some artificial noise or something. Cisse coming out. Satri checking in. One more shot here for IHSAA. Got another timeout by the Trojans. It'll be a full timeout. It's a 5-point lead.
From warehousing to transportation and everything in between, Piper Logistics does it all. Centrally located, Piper Logistics has 2 warehouses in Indianapolis and a warehouse in Cincinnati, Ohio. Piper Logistics houses over 1 million square feet. Along with our transportation department, we can provide service to half the United States markets.
Get a Gator that will get you where you need to go. Something you can get in and go with plenty of space. Be ready to tackle any terrain, large or small. When you choose Reynolds, you choose reliability. A guaranteed great customer experience and relationship from the moment you walk in. Come in and see for yourself or visit reynoldsfarmequipment.com.
Back here at Bishop Chatard, it's a 5-point lead.
They got to make sure they execute here defensively, guard tough without fouling.
If you're Greenwood, you're probably thinking Noah Reed.
Yeah,
he's been your only offense. He's the only one scored in the entire second half. This is Reed against Hill, and Reed gets fouled before he gets the shot off.
Smart play.
Yep. That's only number 2. We've got another timeout. Greenwood Christian will call a timeout. We got 9.1 remaining.
At Morales Group Staffing, we are all about building better futures. And during these times, we are working hard to put people to work. We are now hiring for hundreds of jobs with pay up to $17 an hour. Visit our website at moralesgroup.net or text JOBS, JOBS, to 317-472-7600 to apply now and get hired today.
We encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, IndianaSRN. Hit the bell to get notifications for upcoming games and more. Watch as many games as you want, as many times as you want.
It is a 5-point lead, if my numbers are correct, 2-4-6-8. They've, speaking of Bishop Chatard, they've outscored Greenwood 10-4 in this quarter, 20-9 in the second half. Now, 20 generally is not going to get the job done. But if you only let the other team score 9, you're probably in pretty good shape.
Yeah, not in most games it's not, but tonight it was good enough, at least to this point.
Trying to get it to Noah Reed. Quick force up on the shot by McIntyre's no good. Hill is going to get fouled in the backcourt, 1.2, and Bishop Chatard is going to pick up their 4th win of the season. They beat a team that had won 4 out of their last 5. Of course, Chris Hill had that big bucket a little bit ago driving down the lane. Misses the free throw. That's something they're going to have to work on, is the free throw shooting.
Yep.
The rest of the way.
It's been a problem for him all year.
Hill's second free throw is good. Hill with 8 points. At the buzzer, no. And Bishop Chatard, it wasn't pretty tonight, but they pull out a 41-35 win, improving the record to 4-14. Greenwood will fall to 10-11. Tonight's postgame brought to you by the Morales Group. Building better futures one story at a time. Whether you're looking to start a new career or grow your team with exceptional talent, the Morales Group is here to help you succeed. Coach, we thought it was going to be that kind of game, and it really did turn out to be that way. Really both sides. The Greenwood team is not going to score a whole lot. Bishop Chatard goes on these scoring funks, but they managed to hold Greenwood in that second half, and they pick up the win.
Yeah, it was a game early that we kind of thought maybe we would get some points in that first quarter, and then it kind of settled into what we knew it was going to be. It was going to be a slugfest and a grind, and Bishop Chatard made enough plays down the stretch to win. And, hey, give them credit defensively. They just turned the water off on Greenwood Christian in that second half. They couldn't do anything.
And, by the way, they do have a chance to win out the rest of the season. All the teams they play vary under the 500 mark, so we'll see how they do the rest of the season. Tonight's Player of the Game, presented by Piper Logistics. From warehousing to transportation, Piper Logistics delivers solutions that keep you on the move with efficiency and reliability. Piper Logistics gets the job done. Who is the Piper Logistics Player of the Game?
Tonight's Player of the Game, Troy, is Bishop Chatard junior forward Alex Lake with 12 points and 8 rebounds. He was big for them inside that post, especially in the second half defensively, altering some shots and blocking some shots around the basket, and then he had basically put the game away with that breakaway dunk. Yeah, and he, by the way, ended up with 8 points in the second half, which led all scores on either side. So Alex Lake is the Piper Logistics Player of the Game. That's going to do it for us here tonight. Fantastic job as always. Thank you for being with us. Thanks to our entire crew as always, as Bishop Chatard picks up the win, 41-35. Thanks for being with us in high school basketball in Indiana SRN.